Hi there. I'm just wondering, when you're talking about this, like, Build Back Better, I wonder if you can talk about what you're talking about. Is that just more emphasis on mitigating when storms like this happen, or will it be things like on a grander scale of making sure that people can travel by rail more instead of having to get in their cars and do things to mitigate climate change on a grander scale?
So Build Back Better means a number of things. And I can give you some examples. So, for example, it means making sure that your infrastructure is able to deal with greater cyclical events. So, for example, instead of a 1 in 50-year flood, looking at a 1 in 100, recognizing that the frequency of those events is likely to be more often than it was in the past. It means making sure that culverts, drainage ditches are able to handle, larger volumes of water. It means ensuring that dikes are built to a higher standard, for example. Those are some other examples. Can be what you saw in High River in Alberta after their catastrophic weather event, where it was determined that, we really need to move part of the community to another location. Likewise, in the Grand Forks flood, it was determined that, that low-lying flooded area really should not be a residential area anymore. And so those residences were moved to a different location. It can mean a number of things. It is also ensuring that, we have strong transit and transportation plans, all of those things. But it is the way of the future, and it is very much a part of the work that's underway with regards to the overhaul of the Emergency Program Act. As I said, there's 4 key pillars around it: prevention, mitigation, response, and recovery.
Lisa, do you have a follow-up?
I do. I'm just wondering what communities that might be. Is this a Sumas Prairie that might have to look at, communities that people just won't go back into their homes? And just a quick one, can we get a date, ballpark, on when passenger vehicles will be able to go on the Coke again? Is that not until spring?
So building back better means assessing situations in every different location. One of the things that's obviously is important, and is ensuring you've got good flood mapping. I mean, there's been a lot of it being done, a lot of it being funded, but you don't, as a rule, build on floodplains, and a lot of that is already taken into account. But there are areas such as Sumas Prairie, which are significant agricultural producing areas and dairy herds. And what we want to do is to make sure that the infrastructure that is there is able to withstand events such as what we have seen. And in terms of the Coquihalla, I'll turn that to Minister Fleming.
So it's just too soon to tell. The plan at this point in time, though, is to try and restore this vitally important corridor for goods movement and prioritize commercial vehicles to move goods and services between the province and the rest of the country. We will look to restore and update what kind of passenger service we can provide as we know more about the situation. But right now, it's going to depend on what kind of pinch points there are on a partially restored Coquihalla, what kind of queuing there might be, what kind of volumes of traffic it can handle. The decisions will flow from the data based on the repairs that we're able to make that may bring back access. And again, the timeline is around late January, but the plan at this point in time is to see if we can restore that as a route for commercial traffic.